Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, where today we are joined by none other than my good nephew, Mr. YST.
Oh, for God's sake, how's it going, Mr. Nubby? Guys, just for a bit of like disclosure of what's been going on, right? Last night we were speaking about doing this collaboration, and I was actually playing my free-to-play account. And in the top left corner, or top right, wherever it was, when I was farming, it says Auntie Nubs ranked up a piece to rank 6. So I sent it to
Yeah,
Nubs, and now he's my auntie, so I'm now his
yeah.
nephew. So
Not me, sadly. We've had a whole bunch of drama in our clan because we had a big clan merger. They keep I bought so many name changes because they keep changing mind on what
oh
our
man.
clan tag's gonna be.
Wait, so you was Sin, right?
Yeah, we used to be Sin, and now like it's merged. We merged with the pandas, we merged with the
Oh.
rats. All it's like a bunch of animals plus Sin put together, and now we're Omega Centauri. So we'll
So
see.
what's your clan insignia look like? Is it like all the animals?
Well, I think they've never updated our clan. I don't like my clan logo. It's just this thing. I never liked
It looks
it.
like Demon Spawn, right?
Yeah,
A bit
it does, yeah.
Heffrak vibes. Yeah.
It does. It does. But what we're gonna do for this video, guys, we're gonna be picking, excluding void Lego, so no Legos allowed. We're each gonna be able to pick one legendary champion from each faction. That's like this is the one to build for 2024. Basically, what you guys have to do is let us know in the comment section at the end who won, who ended up with the best set of legendaries. And like, let's say, for example, if I pick Killian, it's not Cillian, it's Killian. If I pick Killian, YST couldn't pick him, right? So that's sort of the rules. So YST, you get to go first for Banner Lords, or you could actually, I'll give you the choice. Would you like to go first or second for Banner Lords? The option is
I'm just trying to
yours
think
as the guest.
strategically here. Like, do I want
Yeah.
to go for this one? And also, we're not going to be doing voids as well, right? I think
Yeah,
it's worth
no
knowing
voids,
that.
no voids. We'll,
So
we'll,
just
we'll exclude voids completely, actually, just because
just
I mean
honorable
it's
mentions,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Taurus is too obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? I'm just trying to think of the way I can get to the Shadowkin. Okay,
Okay.
I'll go. I'll go first for this one. I'll go first.
Shadowkin would be Shadowkin would be me. Whoever picks second.
It's fine. I've got faith in you that you wouldn't choose my specific.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so the one from here, non-void.
Yep.
Oh man, do you know what? When you eliminate those voids, then it starts to get a bit dicey here.
I had a quick glance at a few of the factions. I think there's some that are worse. I think this faction's not so bad. They've got good champions, but
Yeah, Rathalos been having a ton of fun with him.
Yeah.
I think if I was to choose one, Stoutest Dragonbane, I think would be mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think he just opens up that opportunity for Dragon 10 without having to rely on multiple champions, right? You come through with that passive and boom. He's just so good for that. I've seen some of the best teams come out of Stoutest Dragonbane. And just overall, just to kind of counter those poisons, I think he's someone that's very valuable no matter where you are in the game, right?
Yep. I 100% agree. He's a great chap. I actually rebuilt mine to use him more in arena. So like I built him for like damage, and he's a beast in arena as well with his multiple AoEs.
Him
Just
and
everywhere.
it's because it's these defense-based nukers, right? Like same thing with Ragash. It's like they're so powerful, man. So yeah, I should probably choose Stoutest there.
Okay. Oh, okay. I've got two choices here. I think that to me stand out. This was really hard to narrow them down. For me, with the remaining stuff, I'm basically stuck between Rhonda and Rathalos Blade Master. That's really tough. I'm gonna go with Blade Master Rathalos. He's new. Everyone has him now. He is the new kid on the block. I just think for most people, like he's got to be a huge upgrade to a lot of your teams because he does so much damage, right? Like I'm thinking especially for Hydra, the dude absolutely slams in Hydra. If you're super endgame, you might not fit him into a team. But then again, you might. It depends. I think he's absolute beast though, really strong. Log in. So this is one I think everyone should be building up probably in 2024. All right.
So where do you, just like a bit off topic while it's current with the Blade Master?
Yes.
Where do you personally sit him in terms of the other 3 daily login champions? Maybe we could save this for another video as well, but
yeah,
it's a pretty tough one, right? I feel like because I'm kind of got 2 sides of the spectrum at the moment, my main account and then also the free to play. So I'm kind of seeing how the value is coming from both sides.
Yeah.
I think he's very powerful. I think I'd put him above a bunch of them at least.
Yeah, I would too. I wouldn't put him at the top because like I think for me and Mike specifically with Blade Master and Rhonda, like I'm considering actually moving Blade Master's gear onto Rhonda because I don't actually need him for any of my for my Hydra teams. I don't need him right now. Whereas Rhonda, I'm like, oh, she could actually be quite good for arena, so I might switch the gear over. which is interesting. But I would say for more people, I think he's really strong. Yeah. I think there's a
Uh,
couple of lock-ins that are better. We'll get to those, no doubt. I'm sure.
yeah. Do you know who I thought he was going to choose from this faction? I thought he was going to go Kajin Rai.
Kaja
I honestly,
Rai. Okay,
I
yeah,
thought I thought he was going to go there because you like her, right?
I do. I think she's a decent one, but I don't think she's a must build.
Yeah.
Whereas I say Rathalos, I think is more likely.
Yeah.
I think. High Elves. Now, this I tell you, this was. I looked at the first like 4 factions at quick glance, and High Elves was like, oh man, there's not a lot of good ones here. This one is like, in terms of must builds, right? In terms of must build champions,
Yeah.
there's really not a lot in the non voids. I'll be honest. Tricky. There's a few that definitely stand out as possibilities. I'm gonna say for me, I'm gonna pick Ellen Arl. She continues to be one of my favorite champs. I think she's really good because of the HP burn, can't be resisted. AoE poisons. Like I use her for Phantom Shogun. She's great for that, right? Legendary with the burn. Yeah, she's really good damage for that. And like it's a good build. Then she's also been quite useful for a lot of the Cursed City, right? It just carries over. Frostbiter, if you farm that at all as well. Specifically, she's top tier for that. So yeah, I think she's quite good, kind of across the board. But yeah, I'm curious what you pick. There's a few, so I'm curious.
There is a good few I think is worthy of it. If I was to only choose one though, I think it'd have to be Lysandra.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I feel like, do you know when you think about Astranix the Dark Fae?
Yeah.
This is probably, in my opinion, the best champion in the game for it. When you talk about the manipulation part, because you got a universal speed aura, you could take it anywhere. It's not like an Arbiter Classic Arena only, right? You got increased speed, 10 meter fill and decrease, but the better version, a full depletion on the A2, and also an A1 that a lot of people forget about. Transfers all debuffs from this champion to a target. Like if you think about Dragon once again, I've actually been trying to like make a video on this recently where you get the poisons and then you just send them straight back and just spam the A1 and regeneration. And I think it'll be a very viable strategy to kill the dragon.
That's a good, it's a good call out. I like that. Yeah. That's cool. All right. Yeah. Nice pick. Honorable mention, I would say Lanatharil. I didn't pick him because I figure people will get Lady Mikage this year and maybe he's not going to be so important. But pre Lady Mikage, I definitely would have picked Lanatharil actually. With
I remember I remember our conversation when Lanatharil first came out. It was like, are you going for the fusion? We're like, nah.
No. Yeah. And then Hard Fire Knight came out and you're like, oh.
And then, damn, what do we do?
Oh.
What do we do?
Yeah. Lesson learned. Sacred Order. So you're the first pick for this one. A lot of Void Legos here, but they are all excluded in terms of the non-Voids.
Non-Voids. Who would I hold to the highest regard here?
Yeah. I feel like this one is also a bit weak as a faction overall. Like there's good champions, but must builds. That's harder.
There's a few must builds, I think, personally.
All right.
I would probably go with. Oh, damn, this is tough. It's between 3. I'd probably lean towards the Martyr, mainly because of how limited counterattack is in this game. And there is many times where it's like, even with, I forgot which content I was facing, I was like, oh, damn, if only I had a Martyr. I forgot where it might have been. But
lots of Cursed City, absolutely.
I think it probably was Cursed City or something that I was thinking about. I was actually wanting to summon for her today. She's on a progressive chance, right?
Oh, yeah, she is. Yeah.
But decreased attack, provokes, you got increased defense, counterattacks, and also an A1 decreased defense. Like when you think about Demon Lord Clan Boss, like look at that aura as well. Defense in all battles by 33%. I remember years ago, right, when I used to run Tyrell, and I was looking at this aura like, oh, if only the big upgrades. But yeah, I just think like she's simple but effective, brings in all the fundamentals, and very universal, right?
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah. That's what I would have wanted, but I can't. I find it becomes quite tough after that. Like I'm wondering about Cupidus, but like with Venus, he's insane. But like, actually, I wanted to ask you this.
Yeah, I don't have Cupidus or Venus, right?
Right.
Do you know when you're using your Cupidus, do you feel like, oh, if only I had the Venus, or is he still very powerful on his own?
I think he's a lot better with Venus, like just 25%, like 25% more damage is a lot more. And the counterattacks as well.
I forgot about that part of his kit.
Yeah. He becomes a lot better with her, a lot. And like certainly in Arena, like the Arena and Hydra, very strong pairing there. But so I'm like, maybe him because of that. But that is, okay. I'm really struggling. I got to make a decision quickly. Let's make a decision quickly. I'll go with Cupidus. I will pick Cupidus.
Okay.
I think AoE burn. He's got good AoE damage. Like I find him very useful for a lot of Curse City stages, ripping through. A lot of Curse City bosses. Again,
Hmm.
ripping through those bosses. If you've got Venus, he becomes absolutely amazing for Arena, for Hydra. He's okay otherwise, but not like top tier. I pick Cupidus, I think, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think outside
Mm.
outside of the Martyr pick, I probably would have went towards maybe Corvus or Bivald.
Yeah, Corvus
I
was my other consideration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very strong. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Barbarians. This one is me first.
Oh, we know who he's choosing. Just get on with it.
Yeah. Well, okay, we go for. There's actually some really strong ones here. Like you can't go wrong. You could have four good picks
Yeah.
here at least. I'll go with the Archer. Is the obvious
Hey,
one.
of course.
Hey, Archer. Woo! I don't have her, and likely never will.
Oh
So
wait, did it? I
yeah.
swear you had a.
No, man.
Joyce, I'm just seeing every creator summoning the Archer,
I
like
know.
all these
Yeah.
videos everywhere. So I thought you was amongst that crew, man.
Yeah, so many people got her, but no, not me. But she is, I think, probably the one to build for this. Like, just so strong for Hydra, so strong for Curse City. Her kit is overloaded with value. Really, it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Like loads of healing. She actually does pretty decent damage. Hex and provoke. AoE stun for Curse City. AoE decrease speed with turn meter boosting for Hydra, etc. Yeah, I think she's top tier. So yeah, I
Yeah.
pick Archer. Okay, what about you?
Um, must build. Joyce. I'm leaning towards the Valkyrie again
Yeah,
because of the Martyr. It's kind
yeah.
of like conventional pick. Um,
It's strong though.
it is very strong.
Mhm.
If would I choose anyone else here? It's like there's so many in this one. There's so many great
There's a
champs.
lot of really good ones. Yeah, I could tell you
Um,
there's like three others I would pick. Not
mhm.
Syl though. Probably people would think Syl, but not Syl. For me, there's three, maybe four others I pick
I'm
even
gonna I'm
before
gonna
her.
say like my pick is Valkyrie. Mainly
Yeah,
because like she's just so powerful, right? One of a kind with that massive shield and that counter attack. Like when you
yeah,
use her in these clan boss teams, I even used her in my what's his name, Amius the Lunar Archon. Very powerful for there as well with massive shields.
yep,
She's just like a no-brainer, great for arena as well. I
yeah,
think outside of that, there is champions like Asgore Crimson Horn with the block damage, the
yeah.
the
He's one.
Xena Warrior, a Colon Princess.
Yeah, Zeon Colon War. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's one for sure.
the
Yeah,
problem is with Xena is
I
it's
take
just because she's so
Cronam
limited
as well.
Chronum, but I don't
Yeah,
even have a Chronum
no,
like after 4 years. So
yeah. I would have said maybe Kantra as well. Like those were the sort of the four I was thinking of: Cronam, Alsgore, Xena, and Kantra.
was Kantra a fusion back in the day?
Yes, she was. Before I
She
started, or like
was,
right when
right?
I started, yeah.
I never
Hmm.
actually I don't have
Hmm.
her on my account. I was like, damn, I must have just like not thought she was good back then. But
Oh wow. Nice. All right. Ogre, you are first up for this one for the Ogre. Not a
ooh,
ton of champs in here, but yeah, a couple of recent fusions.
man, who would I choose here as the
Uh,
best? This is actually like weirdly a stacked faction. I really like this one.
yeah, there's some
Um,
interesting picks.
every champion is so unique. That's what I like about the Ogrins.
Yeah, I'd say there's no like super S tier champion, but there's like a lot of like A tier champs is
Mm.
my sort of vibe, or like B plus A, like kind of niche, but really good at their niche.
I think if
Um,
I was to choose one,
yeah,
I'd probably lean towards Korriga Deathbell.
yeah, he would probably
I
be my
think
pick too.
I think Korriga is one of the most underrated champions in the game. I don't ever see him like popped up. Maybe he's just not as good as I thought, but I remember when I was testing him out, I remember we did a video ages ago. He
Yeah,
brings in ally protection, a strengthen on a 3-turn cooldown. We've
yeah,
got that massive turn meter fill by 30% and removes debuffs in the same skill, and an A1 that heals his champion with a quirky passive as well.
yeah.
I think he's very strong for many areas.
He's in. You fight him in one of the Soul Cross stages, and my God, he's a nightmare. Like one of the really hard ones.
Hmm.
Oh my God, like killing this guy is almost impossible. And like if he gets this move off, you're like, oh please, we're never gonna kill these dudes. Nightmare
Yeah.
stage. Yeah, he's a really good pick. Yeah, he probably would have been my pick. Okay, there's a few then. Oh, this becomes tricky. Then after that, very like
Hmm.
Gurptuk is insane with like the Trunda team for Hydra, but that's super niche. Shamrock's insane for
Hmm.
Hydra. I'll go with probably Blizzard as the most
Hmm.
likely one, just for Curse City. Like I think with this A1, the triple hit freeze and then the AoE freeze as well, even the defensive buffs. I think he's a safe build for anyone. He can also solo Sand Devil with the right gear and ascensions. I think he has to be
Yeah.
5-star. he can solo Sand Devil with his passive, which is cool. I think it's just kind of got a broadly useful kit, particularly for Curse City, which is like the big new content right now. I think it's applicable, right? For especially Fire Knight hard stages, Bommel stages, he's good, that sort of stuff. So I'll pick him,
Yeah.
but tricky.
No, I love Blizzard. I actually use him a lot. He's one of my
Yeah.
most used champions at the moment. I don't know why. I just love his animations. He doesn't even fit on the screen.
Yeah,
He's too
right.
tall, man.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, lizards. Ooh. Oh, there's a few really good ones here. Lizards is stacked.
This is actually probably the hardest one, I think.
I'll go Python. I'll pick that straight away, which you might
Yeah.
not have expected. You might have been thinking Necmo, but I'll pick Python as the first one. I think he's just so universally good. Of just, you want lots of healing, lots of tankiness, revive. Great, you know, he does it for you. So strong in so many Curse City stages. Great for arena, good for Hydra. Just all around, like, must build champion, no question. So Python, lock it in.
Yeah, he's a massive carry.
Yeah.
There is so many times where I actually choose him over Duchess in some areas.
Oh, yeah.
Is that passive, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously the one of them is the one from Duchess is, mitigates AoE attacks. This one is just 5% less damage for skills for each buff on them, so it can be single target as well. And if you can factor up to 25%, that's actually massive. So yeah, I like Python.
His heal can be huge as well against like Nether Spider, right?
Yep.
It's just like full heals your team. It's kind of gross.
Yeah. I think I'd have to lean towards the Necmo, I think.
Yeah, he's a
I
good
don't
pick.
have Necmo far, but he's like my most wanted champion in the game, and there's so many teams that he enables. With, do you know what it is? Every time I look at a cool team, right? It's like I'm looking at it and then I just see Necmo, and I'm like, so someone's explaining to me a team. I'm like, oh, who's he got in there? When the second I see Necmo, I just start walking outside and running to the shops to buy myself a drink.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, he brings in so I call him the fundamentalist. He brings in so much, man. Like decrease attack A1 AoE, decrease speed, leech, and increase speed, and grants an extra turn. Like, what else do you want?
I know.
You know what I mean? He just brings in everything
Speed
and it opens the
aura for
opportunity.
all battles, right? You know, it's just
Yeah, it's
universally
just-
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be Necmo, man, for sure.
Yeah. Good pick. All right, you get the first choice then for another nowadays very stacked faction, I would say, with the Skinwalkers. There's so
Arguably
many-
the best.
Yeah.
Arguably, in terms of legendaries, it might just be maybe at least top 2, top 3 factions in the game.
It's one of the strongest we've looked at, certainly so far, no question, right? It's so stacked now. I remember these used to suck, and now it's like they've had so much stuff added. They're just very, very well rounded.
Man, this is rough.
They miss like a really good reviver, I would say. Like Uko revives, but he's not like a tanky reviver per se. They need like a Python type thing, and then they're kind of disgusting.
Do you know, I love so many champions in this faction. Like
I know.
Slick Track's looking at me. You know, I love Slick Track. I'm trying to just be non-biased here of who I'd say is must build.
Yeah,
Do you know what? Honestly, I would lean towards the Sun Wukong.
that was gonna be my first pick. Yeah, good job.
I think. Do you know what it is? The reason why I see Sun Wukong is outside of being free. It was you could build him in so many different ways to excel in so many different areas. Like if you want someone to just sheep and crowd control with the block buffs and all of that stuff, or the stuns, you could just build him high accuracy if you want to. You can go a hybrid build and go in like lethal with perception and have the blend of the two, or you could just go full out damage build and be one of the best nukers from the game, from the Spirit Affinity.
Yeah.
So I love this dude, man. He's so versatile. You can bring him everywhere. Hydra boss, arena, live arena, Doom Tower. Yeah, man, great champion.
I have to agree. Yeah, like I would definitely put him in must build, specifically because of arena. For me, like he is a 100% must build for every account for arena, pretty much no matter what. Like if you didn't build him, you'd be like, what is wrong with you? You're crazy. Yeah, go high damage, go high accuracy, go a mix, do whatever you want. But like there's one way that he fits into your teams, no question.
Yeah.
Okay, after that, there's a lot that are in close contention. This becomes so tough, doesn't it? It's so tough.
It is. There's so many in this one, man.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Raslovarg. Probably my favorite one at the moment. This is tough. Like Uko is looking at me. Nishek. There's so many. I will pick Raslovarg though. I just think he is so strong for Fire Knight hard. So strong for Hydra as well. Like he's just a beast. Like with his speed scaling, right? He just had a speed aura as well. He brings buffs. He's got good utility. You know, insane base stats as well. Like he just does so much damage just bumping out the AoEs. I think if you give him some of these new sets as well, like the Merciless
Yeah.
set or the Rathalos set, this guy's going to be even crazier.
Ooh.
Like he's gonna pop off. So I think this is a guy to build for absolutely 2024. Like he was already nuts 23. I think the new sets in 24 now are just like gonna turbocharge him when we get actually 9-piece sets going.
You know what? I've actually, for the first time in my entire life playing Raid,
Oh.
bought a bloody Forge Pass. Can you believe it?
Oh, there you go.
I
Yeah, they're
actually
good,
bought the
dude.
raffle. I
They're
bought the
good.
raffle set. I bought it. I was like, I felt so bad, and I was like, do you know
Yeah.
what? I don't want to miss out on this set. I think it is very powerful. When you just speak about stuff like Rise of Arc, you
Yeah.
can just imagine the amount of damage you can get out with something like that.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at the Forge Pass is like I can get all of the stuff for the Forge Pass, or I could get like 20 ancient shards. I'm like, I choose the Forge Pass over 20 ancient shards like 50 times in a row. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But yeah, that's one way to look at it. Anyway, is it you first or me first for?
I think I chose the Son of Wukong first last time.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I'm first for Orcs. Bit of a weaker faction, I would say. Actually, there's a couple of good picks here. I'll pick the obvious one. I'm going to take the Artak. Thanks very much. I think Artak's a must build, right? With the AoE burn and then the AoE burn activation, right? That's just so strong for Ice Golem hard and Spider hard in particular. Also amazing for Hydra. He's great for a lot of the hard Curse City stages, where you can put him in a stun set or provoke set, and because he's firing off AoEs, he's with cranking up his speed with his passive as well. He's quite good for that too. So yeah, I think Artak, he's the must build here. Very, very strong.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when you consider it, right? That means Raid are doing a really good job of bringing out these free legendaries because
they're always so good now.
we've literally chosen, like, in every single time a free legendary's popped up, we pretty much almost picked them in this video, right? So far.
That's right. Yeah, like Rhonda was only beaten out by another free legendary.
Yeah, like they were in the
And she almost made
conversation
it.
for the top. Yeah,
100%.
for non-voids.
Yeah.
If I was to choose one from here, I think since the buff, it has to be Tila Gormain.
Okay. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I think Tila, she brings in so much, right? Like burns, leech, hex, continuous heal. She steals buffs, and yeah, I recommend it to a lot of people nowadays. Like when they say, "Oh, who should I put in for my Hydra team to upgrade it?" I see the Tila, then I'm like, this is gonna open up so much. It's kind of that Necmofar effect, right? She brings in so much stuff that you're looking for a team, like being able to extend those and all of that. Yeah, she's really good, man.
She's actually the champion I ran with Rathalos. Like she combos perfectly with him because she brings the AoE burn, AoE hex, leech, great. Stealing buffs too is really nice. She's a really, really good combo with him. Yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Okay. Next up then. Oh, I clicked on a faction ahead. Demon Spawn. The Spawn of Demons. Strong faction. And you have first choice. You got a few very strong ones here. It's hard to go wrong.
Yeah.
Vassal of the Seal.
I actually love Vassal of the Seal, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull him soon. He's actually really good for one of the Cursed City stages I'm stuck on, so I'm gonna pull him.
One of the guys, if you're struggling with secret rooms or Cursed City where you could use Demon Spawn legendaries, I am telling you, bring out Vassal of the Seal. He is bonkers because actually, just while you mentioned that, right? This guy comes through with AoE True Fears, AoE decreased attack, equalizing of HP, and HP bed on that E1. He's great, man.
Yeah, he is very good, ironically, for Cursed City. A lot of the crappy Doom... He's the best one, but even the crappy Doom Towers secret hard room legendaries that suck, they're now actually good for Cursed City. I can't believe it.
I think anyone's good for Cursed City, right? You're just there scraping.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's one floor where I'm like, Granjar is actually good. It's terrible legendary, and I actually kind of want him now. I can't believe it. Anyway, what's your actual pick? One,
it would be... It's just so... I hate picking conventional choices. I'm just going to Duchess.
Yeah, you gotta, right? You gotta.
Yeah. It's like... She just fits into everywhere in the game, right? Like, name an area, Duchess could go in that team.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and the best part is you could build her in one way for like an arena team, and that same build can carry everywhere else because you want that high resistance, you want that fast speed or whatever that may be, and it's just so fitting, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's got to be the number one pick. I think there's really no question. After that, for me, it's sort of a tie, I think, between Helicath and Kymar.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to know what to pick for audience votes. I'm gonna go with Kymar. I do think that I would pick Kymar over a Helicath. So I'm picking Kymar. But yeah, I think, he comes in with the buff strip for Arena. That's likely to be stronger as well now when Polymorph nerf comes in. He's got the full reset. That's just so good for so many dungeons. I guess like in a sneaky way for this particular competition, because we can't pick Voids, right? You can't get a Yumiko in there or Crixia because she's mythical. So it's your only full reset. So let's use that for my favor. But yeah, I think he's insane for Arena. You can run him really fast for like Arena buff strip reset. You can run him fast as a reset for farming. You can also run him really slow. Like a slow reset Kymar can be clutch for speed farming some like dungeons like Shogun and stuff like that. So there's like so much you can do with this guy. So he is the pick for me.
Yeah, and you can actually, if you pull multiples, you can actually use the multiples, which I love about him, like in different speeches for different areas.
Yeah, you could run a high resistance one, a reset against lockout and stuff. Like there's you could have 3 Kymars at least, and still be building them. Okay, I get first pick then for Undead Hordes.
Sure, it feels so weird, right? Do you when you go into these factions now and there's no mythicals and you're trying to drag the screen?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, right.
where's the mythical for the undead?
True. In some couple of very strong voids anyway here, but interesting picks. Ooh, there's some very strong. I'm gonna go for the obvious pick. I'll take the Ultimate Death Knight. Because I am first pick. Let's pick up the UDK. Must build. Boo. Everyone's favorite champion to fight against in Arena.
Bane of my existence, man, this guy.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm guessing you might pick Rotus, you might not, but...
Do you know what it is? Every time I go into live arena, right?
Hard counter.
I always, whenever I go into live arena and I see UDK, there's so many times I ban other champions over him, right? And I'm just sitting there 10 minutes into this battle thinking, why didn't I just ban this bloody dude, man?
Yeah, he's so strong. He's just so good against any single target stuff. So like, particularly for high end arena, hard counters Rotus. Like he blocks like Sifi A1, all sorts of stuff. So like he's very, very strong just in general. Extremely good. Yeah, mostly for arena. Like he's good elsewhere, but you tend to build him like ridiculously slow and stone skin with massive amounts of HP, and he's just obnoxious. I'm picking UDK. He's got to be the pick.
He's great for Amy assist rotation as well, right?
Oh yeah, because he can. It's not 100%, but yeah, you're right. He can. He's got like a 50% chance against bosses to suck up in the A1s, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, good for that alternate form.
Yep. Yeah.
If I was to choose one, man, I bloody hate Rotos. You know this.
I do.
But I can't deny it. I think he's the one.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just came out of my mouth. I need to go have some Listerine after this, man. Wash my mouth out. Guys, just for some clarification, like I know that Rotos is a top tier champion. Is the reason for my pick. Yeah. He has that UDK effect on me. It's like once he starts popping off, there's no stopping Rotos, right? And yeah, man, he's undeniably great. You think about even Scarab King and the Doom Tower, he's great in the Griffin. So he holds value in these bosses as well as PvP and other areas. So yeah, man, I'd put Rotos up there for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you think about Cursed City, like you said, with those Doom Tower bosses coming in now, like in regular Doom Tower, there's obviously other options, but like, yeah, like I used him, he basically solos Iron Twins, which is otherwise kind of miserable. Like he basically solo kills that thing now in the Cursed City. It's very, very good pick.
If I wasn't to choose Rotos there, like just very briefly, I would probably went someone like Morrigan or Mashald.
I would have said maybe Mashald.
Mashald's very strong. Do you know, actually, my biggest regret of a fusion that I've never did was Morrigan. I've always regretted that one.
Yeah, she's so good for Amius, dude. Oh my god, this passive.
She's probably
Amius.
Like, if you see it, like when I'm watching like how to do it or teams that people have done, and I see Morrigan, she just makes it so easy. If you take her out the team, right, you are not doing it as easy as you would with a Morrigan. No, for sure.
Yeah, good pick. Yeah, Bad L's good. Crypt King as well is pretty underrated. There's a lot of good ones there. Undead's good.
Not Bad L yet. I thought you had.
I never got a Bad L. Dark Elves though. This is you first, I think, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes. You just pick Rotus, so now you get Dark Elves.
Wait, does Fatalis Blade Master count as non-void because he's so trash?
No, unfortunately. And Tremeria, likewise, also counts as a void, even though she's pretty trash as well.
Okay. I'm about to take Chromax to the max on my main account soon. I just got the fragments from Doom Tower.
Oh, yeah? Is he good for any of these Cursed City?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
You know what? Sadly, he probably AoE provoke on a 4 turn is kind of trash for a legendary, but for Cursed City, man, you'll take it for some of those Soul Cross stages. He's MVP probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, this is actually a pretty. There's some good champions, but then I wouldn't say any of them are like, oh my god.
I agree. Yeah, it's sort
Um,
of like an A tier regular legendary
yeah.
faction. Yeah, funny
I
enough.
would honestly, I would probably lean towards someone like Vizier Ovelis.
Okay.
I genuinely
Okay.
would, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you why. He's kind of before Gwendolyn came into the situation because
Yeah.
she has a very similar A1, right? Vizier was the only champion in the game that can do this, and I just feel like having a champion like this on your account is always beneficial. Like if you want to extend the debuffs on a Doom
Yeah.
Tower boss or whatever that may be, I've seen him just pop up, and he's great for like these clan boss teams as well.
Yeah.
If I ever want to showcase a debuff on his own in like an unkillable team paired with like a force DPS for Ares,
Mm-hmm.
I can just put Vizier in there, chunk down with the A1, keep those debuffs active, and yeah, man, simple but effective.
Yes,
A1,
good pick. I just
great pick.
noticed his chin is very off center. I kind of like it though. Kind of more realistic. It's not like perfect. I like it. Anyway, okay, I've got to pick some. Yeah,
Wait,
this one. Is,
that was the last. Do you know
what?
when you look at a champion, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing you look at is like, damn, like
His chin.
where's the chin off center, bro?
Yeah, man. It totally
That's
is
funny.
though. It really is. But it's realistic. I like it. I like it. You know, not all of us have perfect chins. Yeah, you can't have everything. Gosh, what to pick here? This is quite tricky. This is very tricky. I think I'll go Lanicus. I think Lanicus is quite
Oh,
underrated.
really? I pulled Atlanticus, right? Everyone kept telling
Yeah.
me, "Oh, YC did well there, man. A good champion."
I like her. I think I would pick
Yeah.
like she's an ally attack champion. I just think that's super useful nowadays. Like it's just much more useful than it used to be even. I think especially for Cursed City, she's really strong. Very good for Hydra because her A1 gives herself continuous heal, so she can like mischief tank. She can also bring increase attack and crit rate, and then can extend those with ally attack. Quite good. I think she's quite strong, really, for a lot of probably a lot of Cursed City bosses, a lot of Doom Tower bosses. Hydra, very strong. So yeah, I'll go with Lanicus. I don't know who would you pick second. I'm curious.
I feel like we messed up a bit here. I think we should just go with like one cheeky second one each here because
What's your cheeky second one? I'm curious. Though.
I'd lean towards probably Knock the Paralyzer.
Oh really? I've got him, and he's just sat in my vault. Like he's probably good for Cursed City, right? I don't
This
know.
dude is so well. I guess for like for your level of account, you might not see the impact, but
Yeah.
Knock the Paralyzer is a massive carry, man. I think
Okay.
it's very underrated because you've got ally protection on all allies with a continuous seal. That's great in itself. But then you got the attacks all enemies and places
The sleep and
two
poison.
5% poisons, not just one, and then places an additional 5% poison debuffs whenever a sleep debuff is removed or expires. So let's just say you put the sleep on with
Yeah.
the poisons, they wake up. That's an extra. That's like 4 poisons, and now you're talking Corvus level, right?
Right.
And then you got this quirky passive that can also, what was it, heals his champion, I believe, for
Yeah.
each poison tick. And he's got so much solo potential for like Dragon or Doom Tower waves. I love this dude. Yeah.
You know, yeah, you're probably right. Actually, like, yeah, for my account, I've kind of slept him. I imagine he'll like hard carry some Cursed City stages or like Sand Devil and Cursed City. He'd be great for the waves, and then I'll be like, oh man, this champion's insane. So yeah, that maybe I'll rediscover Noct for 20. He's not your official pick though. Don't give him any points for that, chat. Doesn't count. No points. 0. No bonus points allowed. Knights are evident. All right. This is me. Yeah, me. I get to pick first here. Okay, let's have a look at Knights Revenant. Oh, Alatrion, Blade Master, he's in
damn,
there.
you got him.
I got
Damn.
him. I'll probably regret it. It was bloody grind. Didn't
I seen Saf on stream for like 10 hours.
Dude, yeah, it took me like I had a bunch of soul stones, so that got me a chunk of the way. And then like I was like, I'll just do a few hours, and like the few hours, like I started in the afternoon, and I spent like the whole day just go again.
Did you get the soul as well?
No, God, no. God,
You didn't?
no. Oh, dear Lord, no. That's too much. But it was too much just getting the champ, let me tell you. He'd be a good pick. There's a lot of, I think, very good ones here. I think I'll pick Theodore. Let's go with the obvious pick. Theodore is the strongest here. Like the AoE poison and HP burn explosion. That's just insanely good. He also has AoE poisons with poison sensitive. Increased speed for your team. AoE decreased speed. You know, he's got good other stuff too. Yeah, this guy's insane for a lot of speed farming in dungeons. Insane for Cursed City. Insane for bosses. Actually really good for Hydra as well. To increase speed, decrease speed. And yeah, the HP burn explosion, very strong. So Theodore, he's the easy, obvious pick. And then I think there's a lot of good champs here. I'm curious which way they'll go.
There's a lot of good champs here.
Yeah.
Man. I'd probably lean towards the Tomb Lord.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was between him or Calvalax, I think.
Right.
I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah, but I
would
think
put Blade Master up there as well, myself.
Blade Master is
he's a
very
hard
good.
carry, like kind of like Noctis. Like the survivability is nuts.
Like,
But,
there's so many areas where I was thinking where he could be so powerful. I've just not had enough time to play test how much value he has.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Tomb Lord, I know the value.
True.
I feel like he brings in that decreased defense, that decreased attack. He brings in poisons. Great A1 as well for poison explosion teams for the decreased speed on the Fire Knight boss and to crack the shield. Yeah, man, I just think he's very universal. You can use him everywhere and he holds value.
That's fair. All right. That's a very good
I'll tell you
pick.
what, I like him that much that I use those bloody life tokens on him.
Oh, wow.
So-
Wow. Oh, nice. Oh, I've never, what I've disempowered? I don't know what you'd like, sacrifice, unbound. I've never unbound a champion.
Do you know what? I
Not done it
sacrificed the +4 brackets to get that Tomb Lord. It felt so bad.
Whoa, jeez.
Because I had like 5 brackets where I got rid of all of them. I was like, no.
Oh, that's spicy. I'm almost, I think I could do my first empowerment. I've got like an extra Yakarl and I filled Faction Guardians, so I could get a +1 Yakarl. So I haven't done it yet, but he's probably going to be my first +1 on the account. All right, Dwarves, small selection. Well, I see you get to choose first. Some very good ones.
We're getting some major points for this one, guys.
What?
No.
Yeah, that's
It reminds me of. Did you ever watch Pingu? No.
Yeah. Nice.
It's kind of that one of a kind, right? That blessed bash, triple hit with the max HPs. Talk about Hydra boss, any boss in the game, they are going down.
Yeah.
Arguably the best champion in the game for the Fire Knight as well in both of the difficulties.
Yeah.
With that A1, I like the way it's like one or the other, and also that AOE decreased attack and weaken is actually pretty cool as well. So yeah, man, I like
Yeah,
him.
that's the easy first pick. That's a good one. For me, a few good options here. Brogny's
Don't
okay.
say Trunda. Don't say Trunda.
Brogny's okay. Molly is really good, but my pick
No,
has to be
freaking Thunder Fires. No.
has to be old Thunder Thighs. Let's go. Unfortunately, I think, funny enough, a lot of people in the comment section, when I've said, unfortunately, Trunda is the best Hydra champion, get very upset that I'm saying, unfortunately. Personally, I think it's a travesty of game design, the Trunda team, but whatever. It is what it is. It might get nerfed, it might not. Who knows what 2024 will hold. But, I mean, right now, she is, I don't know, Trunda teams are 100 times better than non-Trunda teams, something like that. I don't know. Lost track at this point. But yeah, I mean, Trunda is so busted. And again, all of these new artifact sets are going to turbocharge that even more. I think Rathalos set ends up being kind of the same as the previous ones. Merciless, though, is going to be like bananas good for her.
Yeah.
Not bananas good, but it's going to be good. It's going to be better. Bit of an upgrade.
I was watching some nasty combo with I think it was double Yumiko, Shuzen, and Trunda.
Yeah,
it was
that's
probably the worst. It's like she kind of gives her the extra turn, right? Or some bonkers synergy, man.
Yeah, let me see. Does anyone in my clan run it anymore? I don't know. People do. Let's check out IPR. Here we go. There's the team for you. 50
that's disgusting.
billion damage. Yeah, so it's Trunda.
Is that a nightmare as well?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, Nightmare.
man.
Yeah,
Oh,
50 billion.
God.
Like, you know.
Oh man.
So that would be. It's about 50 times stronger than a non-Trunda team. 50 times.
Guys, do you know what's
I won't say that it's bad game design, guy. No, I will. It is. It's fucking. It's a disgrace. It's absolutely absurd.
Oh my god! Look at the blessings and the +4s everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
Crushing Rend really ups the damage, and obviously the +4, 6-star Crushing Rend's insane. But yeah, so this is the exact team. So Shuzan, who does 0 damage hilariously, double Yumiko, Gerptuk for his passive with Trunda, Lydia. I think Lydia is maybe optional, but yeah, I don't know. No, here we go. It's another one. This one's not as good. Only 48 billion.
Oh yeah, only
Bad
48
hell.
billion, and I'm there struggling to hit 48 million.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so
man.
Trent is my pick. Anyway, needless to say,
Yeah.
lock it in, boys. Lock it in. All right, Shadowkin. I get the first pick here, actually. Lovely. Oh, this is your favorite faction, huh? Oh man. Okay, there's an obvious pick. I think oh, there's a couple of obvious picks. There's a couple of obvious picks. Um which obvious pick will I go for?
Genzin.
I'll go for this obvious pick. I'll go for the Harima. She's in the progressive
No.
chance today. It's got to be Harima. She's super strong for Arena, for Hydra, for kind of everything, really. Yeah, like just the scaling up her defense up to 100% bonus is absurd. Free AoE if this pops off, this big single target damage. Then the big AoE that can provoke. She doesn't weak hit Duchess, which is insane. Great aura. Just all around. She's absurd. Not to mention, of course, probably the best thing, enemy ignore defense effects are decreased by 50%, which is so overpowered. It's broken.
Yeah.
This makes your team just uber tanky. She hard counters Rotus with the A2 and the passive. Yeah, she is probably second best nuker in the game after Taris. So I'll pick Harima. Thanks very much. Lock it in.
Yeah. Do you know what? I got Harima right, and it took me a while to actually max her up.
You've
And then
got
once
her.
I did, when I use her, she's like, man, she's just a go-to now. I actually didn't like her at first, if I'm completely honest. I didn't realize the
Wow.
true value of it. But then one area that I think she's very underrated, like you just mentioned, I'm happy you said that, was the Hydra.
Yeah,
Like,
she's so good.
I used her in kind of my earlier, do you like my hard team or something?
Yeah.
And she absolutely plows through that damage. And she also brings in that provoke, right? Which is great.
I will say with insane gear, she's actually stronger because I did that recently in the Alatreon Blade Master showcase I did on Panda's account, which is like top end account. Like when you've got Harima and like Kraken, like uber Kraken gear, she's actually stronger than Acrisia and Nightmare Hydra with equal gear. And again, that's with more gear. Like again, with these new gear sets, it's going to scale up even more. Whereas Acrisia is capped by speed, really. So yeah, that's kind of insane. So what's your pick then?
How dare you, Nubs? Ask me what's my pick.
Your pick.
He's there. He's right above your head.
Oh, he's against it.
So yeah, we're going for it today, man.
Going for it. I love it.
We're building up the Genzin army. You're right, Genzin. Yes. No, honestly, in true honesty though, if you
He's
are thinking
good.
about finite hard, he is
Yeah.
actually up there as one of the best champions to put into those teams because of the wave clearing potential, multi hitters as well, and he's got that very unique passive as well to kind of amplify his speed and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he's a very cool champion overall. If you think about faction wars or just some Doom Tower stuff as well, has some value. I think if I wasn't being biased, I'd probably lean towards Mishinaki.
Yeah, that's the obvious pick. Yeah.
It's weird because like Ninja, right? I'm not sure how you feel about this, but I haven't used. Everyone says obviously they want to use Ninja. He's a great champion, probably up there, one of the best.
Yeah.
I haven't used Ninja outside of Griffin for maybe a year, and that's not over exaggerating. I'd rather choose someone like Artak and stuff like that in my teams.
Right.
I don't know what
yeah.
it is, but
Yeah. No, I use Ninja for Sand Devil still, but you're right. He's good for Sand Devil,
That-
Phantom
that's
Shogun.
true.
Yeah,
Sand
like
Devil was super,
Artak.
yeah.
If you got AoE, Artak is better. Yeah, it's just been sort of power crept in the sense that they've put out lots of stronger champions now that Ninja doesn't stand out as much as he used to. Yeah.
yeah, he's still very, very strong. I just don't think he's as like. I remember before it was kind of, oh, I can't do this content because I don't have a ninja. I
Right.
feel like that's kind of changed a little bit, right, in the
Yeah.
recent times.
Like you've got Rathalos Blade Master now, you've got
Yeah.
Artak, there's a lot of champs that so but he's still good. Cronam, of course. Yeah, Genzin's a good pick, with Lady Mikage. With its A1, like she pulls in his A1. Very good. Like you said, for Fire Knight Hard. Very good pick, actually. Yeah, he would have been my probably pick after Michinaki, believe it or not, because of Mikage and Fire Knight Hard and Curse City. Yeah, Genzin is really, really, really jumped up. Great pick. And then you get the final first pick, the smallest faction, the Sylvan Watchers.
I'm gonna go for Firo.
Yeah.
Straight up. I pulled him right out of a single what's that shard called? I keep forgetting the white shards, the prism shards.
Oh, nice. I have
Yeah.
never got a legendary, dude.
Yeah, it
I
was my
spent like
first
100
time.
quid and I got
Yeah.
nothing.
It was my first time ever. I pulled one single shard and then Firo came out. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Do you know sometimes you just pull these champions, you're like, I can't believe that I got this dude.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's kind of one of a kind in my opinion because he brings an increased resistance for 3 turns and also a perfect veil, so very good for Hydra, right?
Yeah, he's so strong.
A2 block buffs and also what is it? Block buffs and decreased accuracy.
It's so
We've got
good. Like,
A1 decreased speed and
Decrease
look at that
accuracy
passive.
plus increase resistance. Like, Yeah,
Powerful.
they're not going to do anything to you. It's actually disgusting.
Yeah.
Like
And then,
you go into Nightmare Hydra probably with 0 resistance built, and you're gonna resist everything with those two, probably. You know, like absurd.
yeah. And I like how they kind of implemented that mythical kind of levels into his kit because of ignores 20% of resistance, which is kind of
Yeah,
the base for these mythicals, right?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's you're right. Yeah, maybe he was gonna be a
I think
mythical.
he probably could have been,
Probably
right?
was gonna be. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they're like,
And
we'll
look at
make.
that passive, right? I was thinking, look, if an ally is under 4 or more buffs, increase their damage by 20%. Now think about this, right? Ideal scenario. Rathalos Blade Master up to 200% more damage, plus the 50% from burns, plus 20% from Fearl's passive, plus a 9-piece protection set. Can
Oh,
you imagine?
oh, yeah. This guy in protect. He does. He brings 2
Yeah.
buffs as well.
So right
Oh
now, I'm
man.
trying to build a 9-piece protection on Firo to amplify Rathalos's damage, and I can't wait to try it out once I get it.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's
cool.
insane.
Yeah.
I've seen some of the guys on my Discord channel have started using Feral, and they've got some disgusting numbers from their teams. It's like, oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great pick. Yeah, he would have been my number 1 as well. That's very good. I'll go with Elva as the second place. Great champion, really strong. Right, the cleanse with the full with the block debuffs, increased speed, fantastic. Really good single target revive. Amazing, really underrated passive. Lots of healing, and the perfect veil is really strong as well, especially with the revive for helping them stay alive. Very disruptive in arena. Yeah, speed. She's just a great tanky reviver. That's keeping you alive, which is again like Python, just very generally applicable. Yeah, she's really strong. So Elva. Okay, and I think that's it. That's every faction done. YSC, how are you feeling about your picks? Do you think the comment section will be kind?
I think the one that maybe people might have disagreed with us a little bit might have been the ninja from the Shadow King. That might be a talking point,
Maybe.
potentially.
I,
'Cause
I
I just
actually I think about Arthur. I think Harima, Michineki, and even arguably Genzen. I think I would put them all above Ninja, like legitimately. So, but we'll
I'm
see.
just
We'll see if
curious.
they
You know
pick.
how it is as creators, right? We get scared to use ninja. You mention him, and it's like
Yeah.
they come for you.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm feeling good too. But guys, yes, let us know who you thought had the best team selection or any champions we spurned as well that you would have definitely picked. Let us know in the comment section. While you're there, jump over to YST's channel. We're going to be doing the same thing, but with epic champions, which should be a
Ooh.
very interesting. So a more accessible version of this will be over there on YST's channel. YST, anything you want to say before we jump over to yours?
Thanks for having me on. And just before we go into that next video as well, let's just go through and do all of them again for the worst legendary joke.
Yeah. Okay. That could be the next collab. Worst
Can,
ones.
can you imagine? We just go round 2 in the same video. It'll be like 2 hours long.
Yeah. Just before we leave. Oh my god. People would watch it too. They'd love it.
I know,
They like
man.
these collabs.
Like, wife, I need some more popcorn.
All right, guys.
God.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you over at YST's channel. Goodbye.
Yeah.